Hello. I didn't know you started it. The thing.
You said to start it.
Yeah, but I didn't hear you actually start it. Hi, welcome to Two Tunes Podcast.
This is Two Tunes Podcast with two people talking
idiots.
about two tunes.
Correct.
Didn't we say it's like two idiots talking about, I don't know.
Yeah, two idiots talking about stuff.
Yeah.
Sometimes music.
Sometimes music.
Yeah. How was your gig? It's been a minute since we recorded, and
It has. Hold on a second, okay?
Yeah. Starting?
Yeah. Well, not restarting.
Okay.
We're back.
Cool.
There was no change.
Fair enough.
So my show, it was the best of times. It was the worst of times.
This was Camp Punksylvania.
Camp Pennsylvania, which is very well run.
Okay.
Very well run. When you think of punks, what do you think of? I think we talked about this, but what do you think they look like?
Do I think punks look like?
Yeah, these punks.
Like
that
old
would
punks?
go old punks, yes. What are they wearing?
Flannel and
No.
black jeans,
Yes.
t-shirts, band tees. I don't know.
Some. Not like denim jackets with back patches
Oh, I guess.
and Doc Marten boots
I suppose, yeah.
and Liberty spikes
Oh, okay.
and belts with studs in them.
I guess, yeah.
and
I kind of thought some of that went away, but I guess not.
No, that was like what it was.
That was the main-
That was the main.
Okay.
There was like a 10-year-old kid, actually probably younger than that, who was there the Saturday that we were there, and he was there until we stopped playing at 2 a.m. It's like, oh my god. So we all came in separately. So 4 different vehicles from 4 different places. One from Detroit, who he got there at like 7:00. One from we'll say Erie to Pittsburgh to there,
Okay.
who got there second, and then one from Erie to there, and me, who got there first at 3:00, who drove 2 hours. So I just hung out there until like 5, 6 or 7, I forget exactly,
Yeah.
in the hotel by myself. So we're in this hotel. It's a Days Inn in Scranton. It's a real nasty,
Yeah.
like real nasty. Cigarette burns on the comforters.
Classy.
Classy. It's across the street, which is a busy street, from the venue, which is a drive-in theater that then has woods behind it that you can also camp in.
Okay.
There wasn't that many people up on the stage when I went there at 8:00, 6:00, 8:00, 8:00. No, 6:00.
Sure.
I'm trying to think of like when people went on. Anyways, but there were like a ton of people in the woods, and you can hear the music from the woods. So it's just like we're hearing the band that maybe I care about, maybe I don't care about, but I can still hear it. But they can't see me because I'm
In
2
the
foot in the woods, 2 football fields away.
Yeah.
It's a really cool idea. I think the venue is too big for them right now because there's too many different places that you can go.
Sure.
But it's really, really cool. And there also was a stage that was like in the woods, which was really cool. And that was like their acoustic after hours. And by the way, after hours is like 2 a.m.
Right.
It's just weird. And then in the hotel, in the basement, there's like a rental space, like a rental hall. And they rented it out, and they're playing punk rock after party, like 4 bands, but it starts at 10:30. So we didn't go on until 12:30. So really, we played Sunday morning
Right.
at 12:30 a.m. And then, which was good. I think that was a good show. It wasn't a great show. It was our first show actually even playing together, all 5 of us, in 3 years.
Yeah.
So I think it went well for what it was. We're done by 2 in the morning, go to sleep, and I wanted to see Church Girls, who played
at 11 in the morning or something like that?
They played at noon.
Noon, okay.
And it had started raining, so they're like about to like flip. Like we were going to play at the drive-in, but it was raining, so they're like, do we want to, like that night before, they're like, it's supposed to rain all day tomorrow. Do you want to like move it inside? Because they've asked, and they're like, yeah, sure, you can move it downstairs. So they decided to move it downstairs, but they didn't really tell anybody until the morning. So like I went across the street and I'm like, I'm waking up early because I'm going to see Church Girls.
Right.
And as I'm crossing the street, I see Mitch. Like, I'm like, hey, I know you. Hi, Mitch. And he comes in, and then I go across, and they're like, yeah, they're moving across the street. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I go back, and I'm like, I'm going to see Church Girls. And then they were like, we're going to like move it back like a half hour, you know, like get people awake and say, hey, we're going across the street. There was like 10 people to play to for Church Girls. So I felt really bad. They sounded great. Awesome. So go see them live. Not in the basement of a Days Inn at noon on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Don't do that, but go see them. They're great. I got to talk to them for a little bit. Very little bit, because they're like, we have to be up by 1 because we got to go back to Philly and play another show.
Opening for Streetlight.
Yeah, which apparently that show was amazing.
Yeah,
because they posted so much more of that because it was a bigger show, obviously. But I got to talk to them for like a minute or two, which is great. So meeting them in person was kind of cool. They played a new song, which is really good. It's different than most of their other stuff. So I'm glad that they're not just one thing.
Yeah.
And then we played 8 p.m. that night. Well, 8:30, because they did like shift some things around. And then as soon as I was done, loaded my gear up and then drove home. And that was like at 9:30. So didn't get home until like 11:30. Went to bed at 12, woke up and went to work at 6:30. I left my house around 6:30 and was dead the entire week.
Yep. I can only imagine.
And it was like, oh my God. But it was fun.
Yeah.
The second show wasn't as good as the first show, Sunday night.
Yeah.
It's just, and we didn't play as well either. So our drummer has some arm issues where like he'll play for a while and then he can't feel the stick in his hand. So it's like, so we've taken a lot of breaks in the set, and they just like feel weird, and the crowd wasn't as like as much as it was at 12:30 at night.
Right.
So the first show great, the second show good, but not as great in my opinion. Plus we all kind of messed up a lot more the second day, which was weird because it's like we haven't played in 3 years, and we messed up the second time we played, not the first time.
Yeah, there's something to that though. Of that first, like you kind of feel like you need to extra lock in on that first one, maybe.
Yeah.
I get that. I get that though.
Yeah.
Did you hear / see anybody like new or whatever that you're like, ooh?
I'm such an idiot sometimes when it comes to shows where I just want to like sit and not go see a band.
Okay. It's more about the hang for you.
But I was just hanging out. So I haven't hung out with these people in 3 years also. So it's like, I want to hang out with my friends.
Yeah.
And then, I did see some bands. Amy Gabba. That band was really good. But like, I really wasn't paying attention because I was just like, it was a long day hanging out. Like sometimes we just slept like, cause it's like, we went to bed at 2 a.m, like, and then you wake up and I wanted to see this band. And then I'm like, I went back to bed because the hotel was just there.
Right.
It's like, I don't even have to leave this building, that was really cool.
Yeah.
But it was super, super cool. They're doing it again. They've already announced it. It's going to be at the same place. They might, some suggestions in their Facebook, were to like get a shuttle from the hotel to the venue because it's like 4-lane highway with a turn lane. So
not
the safest thing to do. So I think like having a shuttle would be really, really, really cool. And also getting bigger bands. Like there were some bigger bands like Guttermouth and they played after us. I did not stick around. I wish I could have, but I had to drive home.
Yeah.
Everybody had to drive home.
What about putting it on like Labor Day weekend?
That actually,
that's just the week before.
I think that's actually the weekend that they're going to put it at. I think. I don't know.
Because to me, that was the thing. That was the only reason, mostly the only reason I didn't go.
Yeah.
Is because, again, it's not that terribly far for us.
Yeah. It's 2 hours. It was great.
But, like, I'm not going on a Sunday. when I have school the next day.
Exactly.
Necessarily, at least, depending on like who all was playing, I might have. But yeah, to me that was a big deterrent of going up. But that's cool.
There's still posts and stuff. Like every day, there's still stuff from that weekend.
Nice.
But they're super professional about it. It's not like when you look at it, you think that's like that's sketchy.
Yeah.
September 1st, 2nd, and 3rd of 2023. So I think that is Labor Day weekend.
Sweet, good.
So
maybe I'll check it out.
Yeah. I mean, I have no idea who's playing.
Sure.
But it was a fun time. And if you're gonna like, I might say, do the experience of camping in the woods. It was interesting. It was fun.
Sweet.
I dug it. And I want to play more shows again.
Yeah.
Which, you kind of get that. When you do a thing and you're just like, this is fun.
I even get that like when I go to a show or like see a musical or do any kind of thing like that. I'm like, I want to do this. I want to do more of this. Yeah, I totally get that. Cool. I will be seeing, as we record this, I will be seeing Sunny Day Real Estate on Monday.
Yeah, you've been saying that for
I'm excited.
quite a
I know.
while.
And as this podcast airs, it will have been a couple of weeks after the fact. But
yeah.
I'll report on it then. I'm stoked. I'm not like this massive fan of it. Like I am a big fan of theirs, but I don't like know every song and everything. It's a band I've been into for a bit, and they haven't kind of been a thing for a while. So when I saw like they're doing a tour again, I'm like, yes, going, making it happen. I got since we're both like merch guys and things, I got my official show tour poster, of which they only made like 40, I think, 40 or 50. So I got my Silver Spring, Maryland poster in the mail the other day. It's hanging up in my office now.
I should bring this up because I'm looking at times now.
Yeah.
So next weekend, this is in podcast times.
Yeah.
Is the first weekend on October 7th, 8th, and 9th.
Yeah.
If you're in central Pennsylvania, come to Central Dauphin East High School and come see us perform Puffs, the play.
Yeah.
It'll be a fun time. I wrote all the music.
Cool.
And kind of ripped off a bunch of stuff too. But it's all like me programming it. So
Sweet.
I don't know if I'm going to put that in the program or not.
I don't know if you can.
Original and ripped off music by.
Yeah.
Some of it is original.
Yeah.
Like it's the general idea of like that kind of sounds like that other thing, but it's not. Like I did a Monster Mash thing, but that's just like a chord progression.
Yeah.
So anyways, come see it.
Cool. Break legs.
And I think some of our listeners are in the show.
That's funny.
Yeah. So we talk about two tunes.
We do. Who's first this week?
You are.
I'm first this week.
Yeah, because we kind of have switched around some things.
What?
We did one episode, so it floppies the time.
Oh, whatever. I never remember. You remember. So this is my Scottish band, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know these guys?
I don't at all.
I feel like the name I know. So the band is We Were Promised Jetpacks. Just going to let that sit there for a second. That's a great name. I don't know the story behind the name. In my minimal Googling, I couldn't find it. But I feel like I've known the name of the band, and maybe just because it's one of those band names that you're like, oh, that's cool. But shout out to the folks at Limited to One Records, because much like the band Home Is Where, they just posted a picture of their album, and I was like, oh, I should go check that out. And that's how I found out about Home Is Where. That's how I found out about these guys. And basically the post was like, it was this album on vinyl, and it was like, man, is there like a better debut record than this one? And I was like, oh, okay, they're recommending this. I like their taste in music. Let me go listen. And I was hooked instantly. So this is the first track also off of that album. And so I don't know if it was primacy bias or just I was into it. So this is from 2009. It says the band started in 2003. They're from Edinburgh in Scotland.
Not Pennsylvania.
No. But yeah, they're listed as starting in 2003, but they didn't release their first album until 2009. It's called These Four Walls. And yeah, I just really, like I said, just kind of dug it like right from the start. I was just into it. This first track, it's called It's Thunder and It's Lightning, which they will say. You will hear it. But But yeah, I don't know. I just really dig them. I like the one thing I read. It talks about like some of their influences and stuff that they have, but they also list Scotland itself as a major influence. And this is a direct quote. It says, "It's rainy and miserable in Scotland, and there are lots of angry people. In a way, that's a big part of why our music sounds the way it does. It's music that sounds sort of like that."
Yeah.
So I like that. I will say I also listened to what I think is their most recent album from last year, 2021, and also good. I didn't like it as much. It's got a bit of a more poppier aesthetic, a little bit to it. I like this more, I'll say, raw sound that this album has. So, yeah, you can play it.
This came on, like it turned on my car and it started playing. I'm like, I know this. And I'm like, oh yeah, because I just listened to it. I love the thick accent.
Yeah.
Like it, I was also reminded of that other Scottish band. I know.
The Pretenders?
No, they're like newer. I forget.
And into your bed, standing on our tiptoes, peering through open windows. I swear I heard my name.
I like the lyric writing too.
Yeah.
It's that kind of like straightforward, just telling you a story kind of thing. Oh, like very storyteller, singer-songwriter kind of thing. As opposed to too many like metaphors and allegories and whatever.
Yeah.
Trying to work things out. It's thunder and it's lightning and it's all things too frightening. I could barely see outside.
I think a little bit of a, you know how sometimes we'll pick tunes that have sort of a relation to one another in some way. Like it's not a themed episode.
Yeah.
I think in listening to your tune and mine, there's a little bit of a theme of like just a long build. Like the whole song feels like a long build. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Also, the use of glockenspiel, they use it quite a bit on this album. It happens a few
like
times.
It. And like you kind of get the dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
But there's the drone part.
Yeah.
So there's the left hand.
Yeah.
Instead of 8 notes being 16th.
Yeah.
Your body was black and blue. Been struck twice, there's nothing new.
I don't think I've heard it in headphones.
No.
I think I listened to it in my car.
Yeah, I listened in my car and I listened
hearing it
on my like in my office. It's cool.
Yeah. I've used a lot of Celeste, or is it Celeste?
Celeste.
Yeah, and in the things that I've been making recently, I've used that. I love that like that. It's kind of there.
Yeah.
I love the drums kick in at this point. I love it.
This song is just so epic to me. Like it just, like I said, it just builds to this big, massive thing. Yeah, I want to listen to more of their stuff. So far, I've just listened to this album like a few times because I've just kind of become obsessed with it. And then I did listen to their newest album, but they have a couple more in between that I want to get into. I did just buy this on vinyl as well. I feel like I'm gonna have to tag limited to one and then in the post about this episode.
Yeah,
just to thank them for
that. Thanks for the suggestion.
Yeah. I was actually playing this song this morning in between my first and second period classes, So when my AP Theory class came in, which is second period, they were like, first of all, good morning, this is quite the wake up. Like, because I was playing it pretty loud too. And they were like, this is cool, like, what is this? And I was just telling them a little bit.
Yeah.
So,
Interesting different tone for the bass there on the left too.
I'm leaving for you, punching at my legs. I have to say goodnight.
It's weird that like the mix is now kind of drawing you in at the very end.
yeah. Well, since that whole last section, not that it's not needed, but you could have ended the song earlier. Like
It's
at
almost
the end
5
of that
minutes.
bit. It is. But like you could have ended it earlier at that bigger moment. Like you could have just left off there. And I like that they kind of, this is like this little, I don't know, coda on the end of it. So yeah, I don't have like a ton to say about these guys. They're very new to me, but I really, really dig this album especially. And like I said, I want to check out others of theirs. So they have, so this is from 2009. They have In the Pit of the Stomach from 2011, Unraveling from 2014, The More I Sleep, The Less I Dream from 2018, and then Enjoy the View on from 2021. And they have a couple EPs. They have a live album as well, recorded in Philadelphia, which is interesting. And then they have a couple of singles, and I bought a couple of those singles on 7-inch.
Cool.
Just because, you can't always find stuff. So on the pressing I found of this from this album, this from 2009, is from like this year, so I want to make sure I got it. But yeah,
Cool. I dig it.
yeah,
I can't remember the band. There's a band that I have. It's also from Scotland, and then the lead singer has been in other things that we've discussed. I think I may have had them on the pod. I don't know.
I don't know. I can't think of Scottish bands right now.
Yeah. Once I see it, I'll know it. Like I know, like it's a red and blue, big pieces of cloth. It like blowing in the wind is like the album cover.
Oh my, I don't know, man. Are you looking on our Instagram page?
I'm not looking on our Instagram page because that wouldn't work because the internet here is horrible.
It's true.
Was it really that far back? I'm like now the beginning of the podcast. I really am at the beginning. Oh, there it is. Biffy Clyro.
So they list Biffy Clyro as one of their influences.
Yeah, I can hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Only Revolutions was Biffy Clyro's record. There's these two people holding, and then they're just big, huge pieces of fabric. Is the cover of that record. Anyways, so my turn, I guess. I know nothing about NNAMDY. I don't even know if that's how you pronounce the name.
I would say NNAMDY.
NNAMDY. NNAMDI with...
It's like
It's not umlauts.
No.
Or is it umlauts? I don't know. With 2 dots above the I. And it's all in capitalized because it says... and
stylized as or whatever.
Yes, it does say stylized as that. And then...
That is an umlaut.
Okay. Multi-instrumentalist based in Chicago, Illinois. The founder of the record label Super Records, SOOPER Records. And then it just talks about how like they were born here and then they moved here and then they moved here and then they moved here. And it's just like they earned an electrical engineering degree from the University of Illinois at Chicago. And then like there's nothing. There's absolutely nothing.
Also, I'm going to say NNAMDY. There's an actor named Nnamdi Asomugha.
Yeah.
And that's how he pronounces his name. So I'm going to go with that.
Okay.
Oh.
Do you know this person?
No, but they're on... of the 2 record labels that are listed, one of them is Father Daughter.
Okay.
And I do know that record label. Because Michael Sarah Palin is on there.
Okay.
Or Home Is Where. A band that we have...
Discussed.
talked about on here. Home Is Where is on that record label. There we go. Because I was going to say,
I think
I
Super
have stuff
Records
from
is
them
just
because
theirs.
I just bought. That's probably like their imprint or whatever.
Mm-hmm. They have a video for this. I have not seen it.
Oh, they are NNAMDY.
They're on tour right now. I don't know with who or if with anybody. but this album is not out yet. I don't exactly know when it comes out, but I heard this song and I'm like, this is really cool. I like it.
Yeah,
and
I
then,
really dig
and then
it.
2 more singles have come out since then. I like this the best. Maybe it's the primacy bias. Is that the thing?
The first thing you heard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm like looking forward to this album coming out, which I don't know when that is. Is there more about on their website? Musician, artist, performer, label owner. That is it.
Okay.
So like nothing, contact merch, Super Records.
They have an album from 2013 called Booty Noir. Also, like a subtitle on Booty Noir, it says NNAMDI's Super Duper Secret Side Project.
Yeah. That was
So I'm assuming that's where Super
yes.
Records comes from.
That's
Also,
amazing.
I'm saving a couple songs just based on title. One is called Scarlett Johansson.
Okay. I think I've heard that one.
One is called, where did it go? Art School Crush. And I'm going to save Booty Cheese. Those are the 3. That'll tell me what I think.
Exclusive oak resin vinyl.
Also, hang on, Skankatron.
Nice. What is this exclusive oak resin vinyl?
Oak resin vinyl.
I don't know. I'm looking at Secretly Store.
Oh.
You can get it on CD, which, people do that. Black vinyl and a yellow cassette.
No, thank
Who's
you.
getting cassettes, kids?
No, thank you.
All right. Anyways, here it is. It's interesting production.
Yeah. What's it called?
I
gonna say it.
don't want to be
I was going to
famous,
say he's going to say it like right away.
but it's weird because it's like kind of like he does though.
Yeah.
I like all the ad libs that are thrown in here.
Yes.
Like, would you consider this hip hop?
I don't really wanna be famous.
R&B?
Okay.
I just want a million new fans and plays. Then I wanna ride that massive wave, blowing all the money on diamonds.
Because he sings more than he
Yeah.
raps, but like that doesn't
Yeah.
always,
On the red carpet and rise to fame. I don't really wanna be popular. Walk around the city, they
All
stop
that.
and look.
Yeah.
I just wanna hang with models, stat. Superstar
Like I can hear like the I can see the dancing that's going on. Maybe.
I don't really wanna be famous though.
Yeah, it just grows. You're right.
I-
The theme.
Yeah. When I first listened to it, I thought he didn't repeat any lyrics other than like, I don't want to be famous. But he does, but he kind of changes it little ways here and there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just want a million blue faces.
He does say this part a couple times. It just,
I like that
but
it's
it
like-
feels different each time.
I think I think it's like I want to see blue faces, and then the ad lib is
That's funny. I didn't notice that. I noticed there's something there, but
I just wanna be on your playlist. Used to say that I was too weird and shit.
now it feels like we're a part of a circus.
I might need a couple of
Yeah.
Grammys now.
'Cause that
I don't give a damn about the
instrument.
awards and plaques. I just wanna make my family proud. I just wanna stack up all the bands and raps. I don't really wanna be famous though. I just want the money it came with. I don't really wanna be
It also feels more like chaotic,
yeah.
and I love the different ways that he is delivering the words, because there's like 3 or 4 different ways, but it's also just like adding more and more and more,
Yep.
and being just on the edge of like there's too much.
Yeah.
Showing off flying the islands, brighten up, run the red carpet and rise to fame. I don't really wanna be famous though. I just want a million blue faces.
Smurf.
I just want a million new fans and plays. Then I wanna ride that massive wave, blowing all the money on diamonds. Mansions, planes, and private planes. Ran through
Maybe it's, I don't know if he's like relating it to how when you do get more famous, there's more people around, there's more things.
And I'm hoping that it like goes
That
into
goes
the
into
next
something
thing,
else, yeah.
which is not the next released track. There's
Uh-huh.
like it's further down on the album,
Yeah.
are the other 2 songs that have been released so far.
Okay.
And I
Oh,
really
you've
don't-
seen the track listing already?
I've heard, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because like when I found this, I'm like every time I'm like, oh, this is really cool. I want to listen to more of this.
Yeah.
And then there's like just a single, and then all the track names sometimes.
Yeah.
And then there's
Oh, is that how it shows up on Apple Music?
yeah.
That you can see the album, but you can only
Yeah,
listen
yeah.
to the certain track. Oh, that's interesting. Spotify does not do that.
They just release singles.
Yeah. And then
Um,
eventually it'll be the album.
Let me see. NNAMDY, NNAMDY, NNAMDY. Please Have a Seat is the name of the album.
Okay.
That's I Don't Want to Be Famous is the 6th track. It's followed by Anxious Eater.
Okay.
And then Anti, which is another single that's already been released. And then Dedication was the other single. There's 14 tracks. When does it come out? Will it even let me look at this? Probably not. 20 years from now, we'll finally have it. Thinking of other things. Yeah.
Cool.
I don't know anything. October 7th.
Okay.
So
The week this podcast comes out?
No, the next week.
Okay.
So next week, the 7th, when you're supposed to be at my show.
Right. You can listen
Puffs,
to this
you
album
can listen
on the way.
And
then on the way home. Yeah.
Yes.
That's cool. I think that's when Charlie Puth's new album comes out too.
Well, you can listen to all of them at the same time because it's streaming. You don't have to buy only one.
Yes. I'm just saying. Because I just saw, so he's been like posting very heavily as he's been recording his album on TikTok, like snippets or like, here's the chorus or here's this or whatever. And it's kind of cool. And he actually just posted a video maybe yesterday or whatever, where he was like previewing the album. Yeah. And it was like, track 1 is this. And he like plays a clip, and track 2 is this. And he's like, track 3 you haven't heard yet. Skip ahead to the next one. Like, because again, he's been recording most of it. So there's a couple tracks that are not, he hasn't been posting about.
Okay.
Or
gotcha.
maybe he will in the couple weeks leading up to it. But I thought that was kind of cool. And today on TikTok, I saw Taylor Swift she's been doing a bunch of promo and stuff for her new album that's coming out. Have you seen, by the way, that you can, if you buy all 4 versions of the vinyl, it creates a clock?
No.
There's like numbers.
I see
There's
that.
like different pictures, but there's numbers and stuff, and she showed it. Like you can put it on the wall and then like put like a little clock mechanism, and it becomes a clock.
Interesting.
So all the more reason to buy all
4. Hey guys, I need more of your money.
And then today, the video that I saw, it was her announcing like a new track. And she just has like one of those like old school bingo like wheel things with like the ball in the middle. There's like a number. The ball's in it, and so you like spin the thing like the cage. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like old school bingo. You would like spin the thing and then you pull the number out. So that's what she was pulling out. And she was like, oh, track 8. And she like says what track 8 is.
The name?
Yeah.
Just the name.
I believe it's Vigilante Shit.
Okay.
Was the one I saw today. But
interesting.
Yeah. So that's kind of how she's doing it, which is it's just kind of cool the way that folks are using social media to promo their stuff and do different things. So.
Speaking of promoting your stuff,
I'm
going to promo my stuff.
Do it.
So on October 21st, I'm putting out a new song. It is different from everything that I've put out before.
Oh.
Kind of, sort of. There's like phases
I was gonna make a joke.
of Echoes in the Well House. The first phase was total ad lib. Like just make something and record it.
Yeah.
Like the first couple tracks are seriously like recorded onto the phone and then released into the world. And then it became like ambient music, generative music that's made on computer, blah, blah, blah. Well, the new phase is structure. So there's structure, guys. There's structure in the new stuff. So I'm going to play a teaser.
Oh, right now?
Right now.
Oh, boy.
It's 20 seconds.
Okay.
Because I've posted it. As of this recording, you can actually see it on YouTube and on TikTok.
Yeah, is that what you sent me today?
I did, because I sent it to a whole bunch of people. You can see it on TikTok, Echoes in the Well House. Echoes, not ES, because it's a person's name. Echo is in the Well House. Yeah, I want to say something. Anyway, here's a thing. And if you want to come over here, you can actually see it because it's a video. But you guys, I mean, you could see it later.
I'll just see. I did see it.
There's 2 versions. There's a vertical and a horizontal.
Of course.
It's the same thing.
Is your time so empty?
It's like nothing else. It's just like trying to, because so the song name is called "Is Your Time So Empty?" So it just goes up to that line, and I'm like, I'm just going to stop it and put tons of reverb on it, so it's only like a teaser. It's 20 seconds.
Cool.
24 seconds is that thing, but it like basically cuts it off and goes to that thing. What'd you think? Do you want to listen to more? It's too short to like actually give you any idea of anything.
Yeah.
It's seriously 8 measures.
You leave 'em
That was
wanting-
8 measures.
Leave them wanting more, Bo. That's what you do.
Yeah, I plan on doing
Just
a
give 'em a
whole
little
bunch
taste.
of a video, like kind of a performance, kind of, and a production explainer video.
Okay.
Hopefully, I can do that.
Yeah.
It comes out October 21st.
I mean, you don't have to do it all at once necessarily.
I have to do it before the 21st,
Oh, okay.
so I have a month, which I can do, which I already know how to do all the stuff, so it's not like super, super hard to do.
Yeah.
Anyways, you can see us on Instagram.
Yep.
You can talk to us on Facebook.
Yep.
And you can join the conversation in the Discord, which is in the episode notes or whatever they're called on your platform.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Cool.
Anything for the kiddies?
Nope. Thanks for listening.
All right.
Do all those things you said.
We'll see you next week.
Cool.
Bye.
Bye.